All right, welcome back to Last Call. I'm a few minutes late. I apologize. I scheduled it for 2 p.m. It's 2:07 right now. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I was pretty exhausted. So basically, I worked the nightclub yesterday. I got off pretty late. I went to sleep like at 4:30 ish. Before 10 a.m., I was basically already up and I couldn't sleep anymore. So I woke up, did a few things, and I was up the whole time, and then just about an hour ago I ended up knocking out. I just crashed big time, so yeah, I apologize for being late. This won't be too long of a live stream, but as promised, I'll go over my tips, um, basically, that I made last week. It wasn't a terrible week, but it wasn't a great week. um, it's supposed to be getting better in a couple of weeks, though. A lot of our regulars from college, they were gone all week. They're supposed to be coming back, and yeah, they're supposed to be coming back. They're supposed to be basically, getting settled in their new classes and all that. And then I heard they'll be coming to party again a lot on Wednesdays. So it should be getting better. Tips were okay. I'll go over in a little bit. But yeah, it will get better in a couple weeks. I'll start off this live stream a little bit differently. Basically, here's a whiskey. I actually really like this one. There's another one that they have that I really like. They have different flavored whiskeys that are really good. But yeah, this is a peach flavored one. So I'm gonna try something a little bit different. Have you guys ever heard of? Hey, Prep, how's it going? Thanks for being on, buddy. How's it going on your side of the world? Um, have you guys ever heard of a green tea shot? Green tea shot is traditionally made with Jameson whiskey, peach schnapps, sweet and sour, and then also with um, a splash of Sprite or 7 Up. So I'm gonna take two shots while I'm here today. The first one is just gonna be with this whiskey that's peach flavored, and then sweet and sour and a splash of Sprite. And then the second one I'll try is also with peach schnapps in it. I'm gonna try the first one without it just because I think this might do for the taste of it, where I won't need the peach schnapps. But I'll try it both ways and see which one works better. I think it's gonna be good without it, but yeah. But traditionally it's called green tea, I think, because of Jameson Irish whiskey. But yeah, I'll try both ways just to see how it works. So yeah, it was a pretty busy last and it was a pretty busy night last night. We went with the new credit card system, and it was a nightmare. It was like the worst day of the week to pick to learn this new credit card system. It was a nightmare. All right, sorry, I just had to send an important text out. But yeah, let me go ahead and get to it. So I'm gonna try the first one without peach schnapps. So it's gonna be Bird Dog peach flavored whiskey. Like I said, I've tried their other flavors. This is actually really good whiskey. I really like it. It's a brand new bottle. I just popped it. So sorry guys, I didn't really feel like moving that bar over here just for a couple of shots. So I'm making do with my little desk here for it. So just gonna make sure I don't put any on my keyboard. That won't be good. All right, so peach flavored whiskey is what I'm putting in my shaker here. Like I said, on this one, I'm not gonna put any peach schnapps in it, but on the next one I will. And then this is just simple sweet and sour mix. This is so good. I love sweet and sour. You can use it for so much stuff. All right. On this part, I'm gonna go ahead and shake it up. I don't shake up the Sprite or 7 Up for obvious reasons. It's carbonated. You don't want to make a mess everywhere. So I'm gonna shake it up now. And then after I do that, most bartenders don't actually do this part. It's something I've learned, and I've had some pretty good compliments on my shots because I do it this way. I feel like it mixes it in a little bit better. This is just Sprite or 7 Up, and it just needs a very little bit, not even a lot of it. No, I've not heard of that. Fuzzy Navel is popular. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Fuzzy Navel. You know what? Good call. I haven't heard of that one for a while. That's awesome. All right, so it's just a splash of Sprite. Obviously, you can't mix it in now because now it has a carbonated drink in there. But I usually just kind of let it roll around a little bit, let it mix in a little bit more. It's not necessary. Most bartenders actually don't do it. They just put a splash of Sprite in the shot glass afterward. But I think then it's gonna be hot mixing with cold, and you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm just gonna pour it now. Actually, perfect. I don't even know if these are 1 or 1 1/4, so I just kind of guesstimated on the pour, but it came out pretty well actually. So, all right, my version of a green tea shot. Let's see how it tastes. Wow, that's actually really smooth. Mm, actually, I like it. I'd probably say a little bit less sweet and sour, and then probably a little bit more Sprite, but that's actually pretty good. So I'll wait a couple more minutes, and then I'll go ahead and I'll try the other one with peach schnapps in it. Um, so yeah, last night was a nightmare. Speaking of, I've been thinking about this more and more and more. I'm actually gonna go start my own clothing line, but it's gonna be primarily t-shirts and hats. Um, I will make it more bartender stuff just because I mean I'm a bartender. That's what kind of last call is supposed to be about. But I do want to make a couple of designs in there for my travel, you know, because I do like to travel and stuff. Um, so I'm probably gonna do 2 designs as of right now. I could do 3, I guess, but my channel has basically 3 different. Oh God, what are they called here? Hold on, I'm having a brain fart here. Playlist. Here we go. Playlist. I had to look at my YouTube thing real quick. My channel has 3 different playlists, right? One of them is Thailand. The other one is Mexico because I've been to different parts of Mexico, and then the other one is my Vegas adventures, right? So I'll probably do a T-shirt for each one of them. You know, Thailand has so many like potential opportunities I can do for shirts. Mexico, I'll have to get a little bit creative with it, and in Vegas, I mean, there's so many I can do for Vegas. You know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Sin City, something with gambling. You know, I mean, there's so many different designs I can get creative with Vegas. But yeah, I'll probably do 2 or 3 designs for travel stuff, but I'm gonna do different designs for like bartending stuff. So if anyone has any ideas on that, please give me a heads up on that. I'm all open for it. I'm probably gonna do one that's gonna be like less ice doesn't mean more alcohol. Um, I know the owner, you know, because I've heard that. Gosh, I can't even tell you how many times. You know, people say I know the owner, so they expect extra strong drinks or they expect prompt service to be able to cut in the line or anything like that, you know? So yeah, I know the owner, you know, something like that. So I'm gonna make some funny like bartending shirts, but if anyone has any ideas, I'm all open to it. Or make it strong, I'll hook you up. There's so many different crazy stuff that people tell bartenders, and most of the time, yeah, it's crap. Like, make it strong, they'll hook you up, and then the hookup is a 0 tip, you know? So it's like I'm not gonna lose my job over someone that's telling me they're gonna hook me up for giving them free alcohol. Unfortunately, it happens more often than not, though. All right, I'm gonna do this other shot real quick, and then I'll probably just switch to a beer, and then I'll lay low for a little bit because I do have to work in a little bit. Don't worry, I have time to shake this off. It's okay. All right, so again, this time I'm gonna do Bird Dog peach flavored whiskey. Again, this is not a traditional green tea shot because um, I'm not using Jameson. I'm using kind of different ingredients on it. But yeah, I think it's still going to be good. So we'll see. This time I'm going to add a different ingredient. I'm going to add peach schnapps into it. Peach schnapps, this is just a peach liqueur. Honestly, there's so many different off brands of it. Anything will do. This is just a very generic one. All you need though, a lot of the bars that I've worked at use this brand. The hotel uses this for peach schnapps, raspberry liqueur, creme de cacao. They use it for a lot of stuff. So it's a pretty popular one, but you don't need anything fancy. It's gonna do the same exact thing. So I'm gonna put a little bit of peach schnapps in it, not too much because the whiskey's already peach flavored. A little bit more than that. There we go. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of sweet and sour, and then probably a little bit of a bigger splash of Sprite in there this time. All right, so my sweet and sour mix. There we go. Not too much of it. Good idea. I would try maybe a tight on the arms compression shirt. Those are cool. Yeah, yeah. That's actually very good. And they're really popular. You know, they're becoming more and more popular. Um, that material is usually like it's very breathable and stuff. You know, so it's actually pretty popular. So yeah, good catch. All right, I'm not gonna give it a huge shake because it's not really required. I'm gonna put my splash of Sprite in there. Yeah, that's a great idea actually. Tight on arms compression shirt. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. All right, cool. Also, I want to do it like the ideas I have in mind. There's a designer that I actually got approved for way, gosh, probably over a year and a half ago. Um, that basically like I design it and it's on their store, you know, so I don't really have to put any upfront costs or anything like that. But yeah, I have an idea where it's gonna be like my logo probably on one sleeve. On the other one, I actually want to have a barcode. You know, like when you go to a restaurant and you scan up with your phone the barcode and it brings up an electronic menu. I want to do that, but actually basically make it right to my YouTube channel. So when they scan it with their phone, it'll open up the YouTube app, go right into YouTube, and they could sub to me if they wanted to. Um, but I just have to make sure that when they scan it, it opens up the YouTube app and not like on the internet, like an internet browser, you know, because I don't think unless they're logged in, it won't let them sub directly from there. So I have to make sure I do that right. But yeah, I want to do that. And then either on the front or on the back side is where it's going to have that funny logo or that funny saying, whatever it is with, you know, with the design. All right, so here's the other one. I have a feeling this one's going to be a little bit more, a little bit, not too much more. All right, so again, this one's basically the traditional way, um, except no Jameson, but it's peach flavored whiskey, peach schnapps, sweet and sour, and then Sprite or Seven Up. So cheers, guys. Ooh, I gotta say that one's probably a little bit more smooth. Actually, I gotta give it that. It's a little bit smoother. So I don't know if it's adding the peach schnapps in it, or I don't know if it's the little bit less sweet and sour and a little bit more Seven Up. But this is actually really good. Wow, I like it. That was good. All right, so I did two shots, so I'm gonna lay low off of it for a little bit now. But yeah, that's a green tea shot, and again, traditionally, it's Jameson Irish whiskey, peach schnapps, sweet and sour mix. Shake it up. Afterwards, put a splash of Seven Up or Sprite in there, and that's it. Can you literally patent a drink recipe? You know, I don't know. I'd have to look into that. I'm not sure about that, but it's really interesting because I've heard drinks called different things from people from different parts of the world, you know? Like when I bartended in Las Vegas, people would tell me like, "Let me get this drink." And when I would look it up, it would give me the recipes. I'm like, "Oh, that's I know it is this drink," you know? For example, like hottie toddy or a hot toddy is like whiskey, hot water, lemon, cinnamon stick, and you know, something similar like that. In the US it's called a hot toddy or a hottie toddy. I can't remember. These guys are from the UK and they called it something very different. I can't remember what it was called, but they called it something different. And I had to be like, yeah, I know how to make that. Hold on, let me check for all the ingredients. And I had to run to the back of house and Google it. When I Googled it, it was what I know as a hot toddy, you know? So I don't know if you can actually patent a drink recipe. I'll have to look into that. Um, it's kind of interesting because I did a video tour of a bar in Pattaya, right before it opened up. So this new owner bought it out, and he spent a lot of money remodeling it. It's a great bar. The owner's a good guy. I haven't been there since it opened up, so I'm actually really excited to go back sometime and check it out. But for me doing a video on it, the deal it wasn't a deal, but it was like thanks for the video shout out. You know, here's a thank you for that. And he actually put a shot or a drink on his cocktail menu that was named after my YouTube channel, and he let me come up with it. So I came up with the Mexican candy shot, tequila, watermelon pucker, a couple dashes of hot sauce, shake it up, and then a splash of 7 Up or Sprite, you know? And it's on his menu. At least it was. I don't know if it still is, but it was on his menu, and it's actually named after my YouTube channel. So it's called like the Last Call Shot or something like that. So that'd actually be really interesting to know because imagine that anyone that uses your shot at their bar, like or whatever, can technically be under your patent. That'd be really interesting, actually. So that's actually something I'm gonna hold on. I'm actually gonna write that down because I'm gonna Google it later. You're on it today, Prep. You're on some good ideas here with the. Hold on. See if I have enough for a little bit more of a shot. Yeah, you're on some good ideas today with the T-shirt design and all that. Ah, there's a little bit more. Okay, that'll be it for that. And I'll have one more beer while I'm kind of chatting here, and that'll be it. But yeah, there's a little bit left in there. So yeah, I have to give credit. The peach schnapps does add a different flavor to. It's good. Let's see here. So I'll go over my tips since I said I would go over my tips. That's kind of what these streams are supposed to be about. I don't even know if you guys care about it or not, but I did promise I'll go over it, so I will. So you guys know Wednesday's college night. Wednesday's a crazy busy night because of volume based, right? So there's about 700 people that go in the nightclub. So Wednesday's just all about speed. You know, I mean, gosh, there's probably at my well to order. There's probably a good 10 to 15 people at any given time just ready to order drinks at our like 2.5 3 hours that we're in our prime, right? So Wednesday's all about volume based. So Wednesday night, I made $136.50 on credit card tips, and I brought home $87 in cash tips after tipping out my bar back. So my bar back gets 20%, and it always comes out of the cash tips, right? But he gets 20% of credit card and cash. But because I have cash in hand, it comes out of my cash. So Wednesday, 136.50 credit card, $87 cash. Friday, I made 77.25, so $77.25 credit card and only $5 in cash. But again, that's after I tip on my bar back. So Fridays are my slower night. So 77 on a Friday in credit cards actually not bad. Um, Saturday night, Saturday is my second busiest night. Um, Basically, we have a live band, and then we get a more older crowd, not really college night. So we get a more mature crowd. So it's not really volume based. I would say we can get 250 to 300 people in there, but they're more quality tippers or more quality drinkers. You know what I mean? They're not just looking for the cheapest drink that's going to get them drunkest faster, the fastest, and then not tip or something, you know? So this is more of a quality crowd. So even though it's only about maybe half or less than half the amount of people from Wednesday, they're quality people, you know? So Saturday I made in credit card tips $141.75, and then cash I made $36 cash after tipping out my bar back. So my hourly check, keep in mind it's taxed heavily because I have to pay taxes on my hours that I worked. I have to pay taxes on my credit card tips, and I have to pay taxes also on my cash that I have to claim at the end of the night. So it's taxed basically three different times. So yeah, basically I made $84.55. That's working about 15 hours. So now we can go ahead and add it all together, right? So let's see how I did hourly. I always like to do that to give me an idea how hourly pay, you know, because you can go and get a 4 year degree or an associate's degree, you know, and then get this entry level job where you're still only making $22 an hour, $20 an hour, or whatever. And it's like, look, you know, learn a skill set that's going to pay you. You know what I mean? It's not all. I'm not saying that education is not a bad thing, but I'm just saying that if you learn a valuable skill set that's in demand, and you do it the right way, there's other options out there. That's all I'm trying to say with that, you know. So 136.50 plus 77.25 plus 141. So that's all my credit card in there. Now I'm going to add 87 cash plus $5 plus $36 cash, and then plus my hourly in there, 84.55 equals. So I did 568.05, working about 15 hours. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So 568.05 divided by 15 That's $37.87 an hour. That's not bad at all. I'm not saying it's easy work either, it's hard work. On a Wednesday, I can have, 6 to 8 tabs open at one time and crazy long lines. On a Saturday, I want to say last Saturday, at one time I had 13 tabs open. I want to say it was 13 tabs open. So you have to remember your customers too. Who's John Doe. Who's Alex Smith. And you have to remember when they come up and get another round. You can ask them. Most are pretty cool if you say, "What was your last name again?" and they'll tell you. But it's better customer service if you can remember. So you have to keep up with your tabs. And I mean, I'm not saying it's easy work. I'm not saying it's tough work. It's just it is demanding, and you have to be ready to go, and you have to be ready to help your customers at all time. But yeah, 37.87 per hour, so working about 15 hours a week. And honestly, five what was it 560 something, that's about what people make in certain jobs working 40 hours a week. So I mean, hey, bartending's there. I mean, you just have to be ready to hustle, make regulars, and do your thing. But good tips. I always tip. Yeah, that's awesome for you. Yeah, trust me, bartenders appreciate it more than you know. And not just bartenders, servers. You know, um, it's very much appreciated. And I'm pretty lucky in the state of California. The state of California, the minimum wage, depending on if you work at a small business or a large business, is either $14 or $15 an hour. Um, so I'm pretty fortunate with that. In Las Vegas, it's 8.25 an hour. But there's other states like Texas, um, Arizona, I believe, and there's so many other states. I would say about half the states in the U.S. If they know you make if they know you make tips, they give you a crappy hourly pay. It's like $2 an hour, like $2 13 cents an hour, or something like that, because they know you're getting that hourly or that those tips in there. So they can get away with tipping you like $2 or to paying you like $2 an hour. So I'm pretty fortunate that I work in a state where you at least make something hourly, but there's other places that don't have that luxury. So yeah, tipping is always appreciated, and I try to look out for the people I know that always take care of me. On a Wednesday when there's crazy lines, if there's people that always take care of me, I kind of let them come up to the server station and order from me. If I see them online, I'll start making their drinks ahead of time, so right when they come up, their drinks are already being worked on, or I already have them ready for them. So yeah, it's definitely appreciated, believe me. I'm gonna get a beer. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. Um, yeah. So yeah, it is appreciated. Like I said, it's never expected. My big thing, like my big thing when I help out customers. Sorry, the beer's a little dirty at the top, so I'm just gonna clean it. My big thing when I help out customers is like, I mean, yeah, like I said, it is nice to get tipped. Don't get me wrong, but if they're not gonna tip, at least be courteous. At least be nice to the bartender. Um, like I have a group on Wednesday that sit to the table just to my right of my station, right? My bartender, my server, well, and they don't tip. On top of that, they've been caught with giving drinks to underage people. And on top of that, they want to come and cut my line, and it's like, okay, you're not gonna tip me, you're gonna be rude about it, and you've been caught giving underage drinks. You know what I mean? So it's like, why should I help you? So I make them go to the end of the line. So yeah, they basically did everything wrong. All right, so this one's actually called Hazy Little Thing IPA. It's by Sierra Nevada. Sierra Nevada is a pretty big beer company. Um, it's actually probably one of my favorite beers on draft, but it's kind of hard to find on draft though. So, um, believe it or not, I went to the grocery store, and they have like a clearance section in the back, right? And I was just passing by there, and a couple things caught my attention, so I went to look at it. And apparently, I think someone opened up a can or something like that, and tried to. I don't know if they stole from it or they just messed up the packaging or whatever. But this one was on clearance, basically 55 cents for the can. So I go, wow, 55 cents, that's under a buck for a beer. So I bought a couple of cans that they had loose in there. Just like I said, it's one of my favorite beers on draft, but it's hard to find. So I don't really like it can wise, but for the price, I was like, you know what? I'll absolutely make do with it. Um, so yeah, basically that's it with that. Other than that, so yeah, I'll be working on some cool T-shirt designs coming up in the near future. I'm actually pretty excited for that, and I'll have to kind of push it the right way. But I think it could be really, really good. Um, I have to find that company in my inbox, but I know I've been approved to sign to sell for them already, and I like it because they'll do the design for me. They'll do the production, everything, the shipping. I just get a percentage of it. You know what I mean? But it's easy. It's easier that way than me making them, shipping them out, and all that. Um, I've made some cheaper shirts out of Mexico before, and they were actually really good quality. So that's a thing I can do. But I'd have to get the ball rolling on the, on the designs and get some kind of an asking for it. Once there's an asking for it, I have no problem going to Mexico, making a batch of like 100 of them, and then shipping them out on my own. Like I said, I just have to get a need for it out there. Sierra Nevada makes Blue Moon, which is good. Really nice. Okay, yeah, you're right. Blue Moon's actually a good beer. Um, I actually really like Blue Moon a lot, but I like it with an orange slice in there. I'm not gonna lie. Without the orange slice, it's just average to me, if I have to be honest. With an orange slice in there, I think it makes a big difference. So, um, here's an interesting fact though. So, I was at a bar in Las Vegas, right? I just got off work. I worked 4 p.m. to midnight that shift. So, I got off at midnight. By the time I went to it was inside of the casino, So, by the time I went to the cashier cage and I had to turn in my bank to them, my bank for my register. And then I had to subtract my tips out of there. And I did all my paperwork and all that. I probably left at about 12:30. I was at the bar by like 1 a.m., right? And there's something you could do with Blue Moon. It's probably better on draft though, but you can get like a draft Blue Moon. They'll pour it for you, right? And you can either get like the regular Blue Moon and just drink it like a beer, or there's something called a full moon, like FULL, full moon, and it's Blue Moon, and then you add a shot of either vodka or peach schnapps in it. So I got a full moon with peach schnapps. So I said, the bartender poured the draft beer, the Blue Moon, and then added a shot of peach schnapps in it. I don't know what happened to me, but I got so sick off of that. I got really, really sick. I want to say that was only my second drink, so I wasn't drunk, I wasn't tipsy, it wasn't anything like that. Um, I got really sick off of it. I didn't even finish the whole beer. I finished maybe a third of it, and for whatever reason, I started like sweating like crazy. Um, I just felt weird. I felt really weird, lightheaded. It wasn't a good feeling. So I ended up just cashing out because I was gambling. I ended up cashing out my money and I didn't even finish the drink. I tipped the bartender and left, and I had to go home. Luckily, I only lived like 5 minutes away from there. It was a really, really close. It was like one street over, and I was home already. So I just went home and I wasn't feeling good at all. So I don't know if it was the beer. I don't know. Maybe it was a drink before that. Maybe it was food poisoning from what I really don't know. But yeah, I didn't feel good at all. So, but yeah, that's a full moon. I've had them before and they were actually pretty good. But for whatever reason, this one just didn't sit well with me. So, but yes, Sierra Nevada's good stuff. And yeah, Blue Moon's a good beer too. But yeah, this one right here, this is the one that when my very first job as a barback, timeshare resort, beautiful, beautiful resort, right? And I would actually go in there on my days off and use the lazy river. And I met the distributor rep, right? And she gave me a free 6 pack when I was at the pool one day in the lazy river. So she gave me a free 6 pack, so I just put it under my towel. I would it was a can like this too. I'd crack open a can, jump in the lazy river, do a lap for about 15 minutes. When it was right by my chair, I would jump off the lazy river, get another can, crack it open, jump right back in the lazy river, do another lap. And that was a really cool, really really cool day off to go and spend. And I loved the lazy river. So yeah, that's how I got to know this beer though. And then they started carrying it at the bar top on draft. So I loved it. I love this beer. And actually, it's not bad on can either. So I have to give them credit. It's not a bad beer. So yeah, basically that's what's going on. I still need to do a day in the life video. And you know what? Unfortunately, on Tuesday at my hotel's bar job, it was packed. It was packed in there. I was so busy, I didn't have time to even breathe for like 2 hours. It was so busy. I wish I would have had my camera set up for that day, but they were all kind of surrounded around my bar area. So even if I had a camera set up there, I don't know if it would have been bumped or something, you know? But yeah, my other job was so busy. Unfortunately, I ran a $480 tab. $480, and that was about 2 hours of them drinking cocktails, shots. I made 11 Mexican candy shots for them around. It was 11 people. They were just drinking, drinking, drinking. And unfortunately, $480 tab, I got a $20 tip because they're from a country visiting that I guess in their country they don't tip. So I guess I'm actually lucky I got $20 out of it. But I heard the bartender before me because someone else in their group picked up the tab. She got a $150 tip. So it is what it is, though. You win some, you lose some, you know. Have you tried that Jacob's Ghost White Whiskey I mentioned? Oh no. What did you say that was by Jim Beam? I can't remember. Have you Jacob's Ghost White Whiskey I mentioned a while back? It would be good for a smooth shot or cocktail. Yeah, yeah. And actually, I still have it written down on another post-it here. But when I went to the grocery market, I didn't see it. Yeah, was it by Jim Beam? I can't remember. I'll have to look for it though. I need to go sometime soon anyway to an actual like a Bevmo, and I'll look for it for sure. Cause I still have the poster right here when you recommended it, but yeah, the grocery store that I usually go to they don't carry it, but I'll look for it. I'll look for it for sure. Cause I mean, ever since I started working at a Jim Beam, okay, cool, yeah, I'll for sure look for it. Um, Here, let me even put the post-it note higher so I don't forget it. Yeah, because ever since I started working at the country nightclub, to be honest with you, I've actually become more of a whiskey fan. Before, I would say I was more vodka, definitely a vodka person or a beer person, but I've actually switched over a lot to whiskey. I like whiskey a lot. I just love what you can do with whiskey, you know. As a matter of fact, last week I had a guy at the hotel bar that only drank whiskey shots, right? So he let me become very creative, and I made him some cool shots, and it was cool to see because he would drink one, and he would get his buddies and like, hey, you guys have to try this shot. It's really good. So I made him a green tea shot like the one I made earlier. Then I made him a green tea shot, but with Jameson orange flavored, and he loved it. Got his buddies up to try it, right? And then I made him a shot with Screwball whiskey. Screwball is a peanut butter flavored whiskey, and I added Kahlua, which is a coffee liqueur, and then I added a little bit of whipped cream, and I shook it up in my shaker and poured it as a shot. And he said it tasted exactly like a peanut butter milkshake. So that was actually pretty cool. But yeah, I do different stuff like that, and I love it. But yeah, whiskey's become probably my go-to liqueur now. It used to be vodka. Now I would for sure say it's more whiskey now. Don't get me wrong, you can make some really cool shots with vodka. I would say vodka you can make the more creative shots with, but I would say whiskey is a close second though. So you can do some cool stuff with whiskey. I really like it. I don't know. I don't know how long this brand's been out. I'll have to do some research on it. I really like this brand though. They make some really good product. I don't think I have my other one here. No, I don't have my other one here. But they make a different flavor. I'm trying to think of what it was. I can't remember. But yeah, they make some good flavored stuff, and I really like that brand. So if I can find more flavors, I'll buy it because it's 100%. It's really good. I let my sister try it. I let my parents try it. They all love that brand. So they make some good product. Um, yeah, and I'm really intrigued by that Jim Beam though, because Jim Beam's a pretty solid. Well, technically it's not a whiskey. It's technically a bourbon, but everyone knows it as a whiskey, you know. But it's good stuff. I like their price point. Their price point's pretty solid. It's not gonna break the bank, you know. So I like Jim Beam a lot. Jim Beam's good stuff. Um, I would say at my nightclub, Jack Daniels is really popular. Jameson's fairly popular. Um, those are probably the whiskeys that we sell a lot of. You have your people that'll kind of go to Wild Turkey, but that's kind of a more of a you have to know it to go to it, you know. I'll probably end the stream here in about 4 minutes. But yeah, it's good stuff. I like whiskey a lot. Let's see here. So my travel plans as of right now, I'll be in Vegas in about 2.5 weeks. So I'm looking forward to that. If you guys have anything from Vegas that you guys want to see, please let me know. I'm happy to do a video about it. Um, You know, I can do more live streams too from the strip from Fremont Street, which is downtown. Um, I can even do one like while I'm gambling at a casino. Casinos are pretty strict though. They don't like you to like be live streaming and walking around, you know, just for privacy purposes. If someone's gambling, they don't want to be you showing them everywhere, you know. So casinos are pretty strict about it. If you're gonna live stream or if you're gonna video, basically say here's the machine I'm gambling at. They want your phone, your camera, whatever, to be facing the machine only. You know, if you're walking from like one machine to another, you have to kind of hold it down and away from people. They're pretty strict on it. I've seen people get kicked out for doing that. Um, so yeah, but I'm more than happy to gamble and live stream. You know, I'd be more than happy to do that. I just, like I said, it would just mainly be focused on a machine though. I've only had peach schnapps by Dr. McGillicuddy. I need to try that peach whiskey. Yeah, that's awesome. Um, yeah, peach schnapps is more of a liqueur, you know. It's not really like a primary ingredient in drinks. It's more of like a secondary thing, you know. Peach schnapps is used in a lot of stuff though. So for example, it's you know the secondary ingredient in a green tea. So it's like going to be 1 ounce Jameson, half ounce peach schnapps. You know, it's made on a Sex on a Beach. Sex on a Beach is 1 ounce vodka, half an ounce peach schnapps. Um, let me see. Gosh, I make another. Probably the compliments I get the most on my shots is probably on a white gummy bear drink or shot. So it's a white gummy bear shot or drink. That one is raspberry vodka, 1 ounce of that, half an ounce of peach schnapps, a little tiny splash of pineapple juice, shake it up, and then the rest is going to be Sprite or 7 Up. And I get a lot of compliments on that I make a really good white gummy bear. Um, I get a lot of compliments on my Mexican candy shots too. That one doesn't have peach schnapps, but I would say those two are the ones I get most compliments on. My white gummy bear shot and then my Mexican candy shots. I would say Mexican candy is probably the number one I get the most compliments on. But yeah, peach schnapps is good. But yeah, it's usually never going to be a primary ingredient. It's always going to be the second ingredient to something, and half ounce compared to a 1 ounce of it, you know. But yeah, it's good stuff. I like it a lot. But yeah, you can also put a shot of this in a Blue Moon. So get a Blue Moon beer, put a shot of this in it, and then now it's called a Full Moon, Full. So there's some cool stuff you could do with peach schnapps as well. A full moon, you can also put a shot of vodka in there, but vodka's unless it's flavored vodka, I mean, I think you're gonna get more out of it if you put a peach schnapps in it. Do they still have that Heart Attack Grill restaurant? Yes, they do. They do have it, and it's in downtown Las Vegas or Fremont Street. I'm actually going in 2.5 weeks, and so one of my buddies I went with a couple weeks ago, he's coming back again. Justin, he's usually on this live stream sometimes. And we're bringing a buddy with us. He really wants to go to that Heart Attack Grill. So we're gonna actually eat there. So I can make a video of that one actually alone. So that's a good call. Um, Basically, I want to say if you weigh over 350 pounds, you eat for free. But I mean, you know, who's gonna weigh that much, you know? But there's a big scale. I mean, it's like a huge scale in the front of the restaurant, and you can get on there and weigh yourself, right? Um, you have to wear like a hospital gown to go in there. So say I'm wearing this, like they'll make me put a hospital gown in on top of my clothing to eat there. Um, what else? I heard they spank people there. I don't know how that works though. And I heard their portion sizes are huge. Now, what I've heard about this place, I watched a couple of recent YouTube videos on it. I've heard that the food is actually not that great, but the service is really, really great service and fun. So when I go, I probably will eat only like an appetizer or something basic so they can't screw it up. But it'll be cool to get like a cool view of it, you know what I mean? But yeah, they still have it actually. And when we went there a couple weeks ago, we passed right by it. It was actually pretty packed. So yeah, that actually would be cool to go in and I don't know if I'll do a full video on it or I'll include that on part of my Fremont Street video. But yeah, I'll get some footage of that for sure. Let's see here. Yeah, this is probably a good point to. I think if you can't finish your meal, you get spanked. Yikes. Okay, that's what it is. That sounds about right, though. Yeah, I'll for sure get something small then, cause yeah, and I guess it does go with the theme. Over 350 pounds, you eat for free. If you can't finish your meal, you get spanked. Yeah, that's interesting. Um, yeah, that'll be interesting for Justin. Justin, he's a buddy of mine at my other job. He's interesting though. He will go and talk to anyone. He will go and talk to a group of girls, right? We've been to bars with him where he'll go to a group of 5 or 6 girls, put himself right in the middle and talk to all of them, you know? So he's a great opener and he'll go and talk to anyone. He just can't close. He cannot close a conversation. So we always tell him like, "Hey, you got to work on your closing. You got to close it." Anyway, but yeah, that'll be interesting for Justin if I can get him to, if I can get him to go and eat there and then he gets spanked, it'll be hilarious. All right, I think this is a good place to end the stream here. Um, yeah, went about 45 minutes almost. So I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm still playing with the times. I'll figure out a good time. Yeah, plenty more content to come for Vegas, so look out for that in a couple of weeks. I'll do some cool cocktail videos in between though. Actually, I could probably film one tomorrow. So in the next couple of days, I should get a cocktail video out there using my home bar. No, this one. There we go. That's it. It's opposite. Using my home bar here, I'll do a couple of cocktails. Yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a lot. Prep, thanks so much, buddy. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, please don't drink and drive. Please drink responsibly and just make today happen. It's a great day to go after your goals. Make it happen. Make it count. Thank you so much.